you understood like how to trade with it.
We got something.
Oh,
Wait, the game's already...
All right, so the game is starting.
Oh, okay. We already have turn 1. And, we got both players, so... Okay, we're starting, I guess. We see a whizzing dynamixing too. Okay.
That's interesting. Maybe it's an offensive variant?
Maybe it's just situational? I don't know. Okay, we see Whimsicott going for taunt, and the Dusclops their mind. We'll go for Max Who's too, so probably going to try and get some boosts going.
So Max is going into the Darmanitan. Not going to do a terrible amount of damage, I can't imagine, right?
Yeah. And
not the most offensive Pokemon.
Yeah, just we see the Whimsicott has a sash, and the Dusclops tries to go for trigger but couldn't. Okay, wait. Okay, this is pretty crazy. So the whizzing moved before the Darmanitan, but Trickroom wasn't up. Which okay, so Tailwind's probably up right now.
Right. There's already a Pokemon that fainted too.
Interesting.
So.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We're trying to figure out what's happening in the game.
Do you have their teams? Is it in the what's it called?
Let me see. No, we don't have the teams.
Okay. Whimsicott going for a Moonblast. Gonna target the Dusclops. Does a good portion, about a third, because of the Max Ooze boost. Now Max Ooze should get the KO here on Darmanitan. It does.
Okay, so that's 2 KOs for Paul. It looks in a pretty solid position, though we don't know exactly how. This does reveal the Bulldoze on the Dusclops, which might indicate a Rhyperior on that team.
Yeah, most likely. That or maybe Tyranitar, but probably Rhyperior.
Yeah, so that was the Tailwind.
I saw Dracovish. I don't know what else he has on his team. Alright. Dracovish gets sent out. It's already at almost minimum health. Oh, it's shiny too. Wonder how he got that.
Oh, there's a Gastrodon. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, when the players are deciding the moves, we switch up the screens so that no one can like stream snipe or see like what's going to happen before the turn goes on. So not to spoil anything too. So that's why we keep on changing screens every time they're making a decision.
Yeah. The Maxmon here is definitely going to be the Gastrodon. Now, you got to keep in mind when neutralizing gases on the field, Gastrodon's ability doesn't actually activate, so it can actually get hit by a water move right now. If that is something like a Choice Band Dracovish, it's going to do a ridiculous amount of damage. And it can even target the Dusclops.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know what's in the back, of course. Oh, there it is. Actually didn't do much at all. Yeah, we just see Max Quake going right into the Whizzing. Should definitely get the KO there. Might be just a double KO. Getting the special defense boost too. So, I mean, depending on what's in the back, this could be probably game over. So, it's like the Gastrodon and Dusclops are very bulky. So, oh, there's Real Fist. So it's Scarf. We know the Dracovish is Scarf now, and it's Life Orb Gastrodon.
Gets the KO onto the Dracovish. Going for Bulldoze there instead of something like a Nightshade means that like Paul is probably privy to the fact that he's not going to use maybe something like a Nightshade. It might not have another form of damage output. Which means you have to kind of actually consider what the extra tech move is. It could be like Bulldoze, Trip Room, Will-O-Wisp, and something like Ally Switch. It's probably Ally Switch.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Ally Switch is a lot of potential, especially against when you have like Pokemon with weakness policy, because sometimes you use your stab move into the Dusclops to get rid of it eventually, and they Ally Switch, and the stab move happens to be super effective against the weakness policy mod. So you don't do much damage because they're Dynamaxed and they get the boost. Like there's
Max Guys are actually able to one-shot the Mudsdale. I don't know that it has anything to do with it being Life Orb, but does that mean it's not Assault Vest?
Yeah, it might be it's either not Assault Vest or there was a weird roll, but I want to bet it's not Assault Vest. I feel like Assault Vest should tank that.
All right, we still can't see what their teams are. I need to go look for them. Let's see if they're in the.
No, we have them. So Paul is using Whimsicott, Arcanine, Duraludon, Dracovish, Weezing, and Mudsdale, while Naoto is using Darmanitan, Dusclops, Rhyperior, Gastrodon, Snorlax, and Indeedee.
Yeah, that actually looks like kind of a tough matchup for Paul's team. He's a little bit more offensive, but I think that if anything, he's probably going to want to bring Duraludon here to do a little bit for if it has a grass type move. I would think that based on the structure of his team, he might have Solar Beam or something on it, or he wants to prevent the Gastrodon from getting set up. Gastrodon kind of feels like a really tough matchup for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Whimsicott pressures it, but Whimsicott's so frail that it's just so easy to get rid of. Just leave the Gastrodon in the back, and he won't have much trouble. Dracovish not doing that much damage to Dynamax Gastrodon. Doesn't even OHKO if the Gastrodon is in regular form, apparently, unless they somehow got a Reflect up, and we didn't see because we weren't following it yet. So,
okay. Is it frozen? Or are they deciding?
They're just deciding, yeah.
It hit 0 though. Come on. What are they doing?
Yeah, I think the timer is not correct.
So I like that he has a Darmanitan on his team. Do you think it's Scarf? For like late game pressure, as like once your Trick Room is over, or even just like U-turn out.
Well, the interesting thing is the Weezing outsped it, right? In
Under
Tailwind,
it just has to be like a faster Weezing.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. It means like the Weezing either has a lot of speed, maybe it's just not fast at all. I don't know. I guess I'll have to see. You just see a very passive lead in Indeedee and Dusclops into an Intimidate Arcanine, which can be very surprising for some people to see next to Whimsicott.
Yeah, probably not a beat up strategy then.
Yeah.
Not to be able to boost it. So, Indeedee is gonna be able to prevent any type of taunt. Like Prankster on Whimsicott would make it so that it would get blocked by Psychic Terrain. And it also has access to Follow Me, so it's not going to be able to... Paul isn't going to be able to prevent a Trick Room from going up if he wants it to go up.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the matter is not like... The Trick Room is going up for sure. It's just like not letting anything do too much damage, and I think Arcanine is really good at doing that.
Yeah, and the way you kind of want to play against the Trick Room is you want to, like do exactly that. You went for a Snarl. You want to like neuter its potential. So getting the Weezing in is probably just to pressure any type of switch maybe into like Snorlax or something like that.
Yeah, you just see a
Rhyperior switch.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we just see a Psychic doing a lot of damage to that Weezing. It is -1. And yeah, that definitely hurt. And the Trick Room just goes up as it does get the Snarl off.
One thing that's really tough about this is like he doesn't have anything that really functions under Trick Room outside of Mudsdale. And if he goes into Gastrodon, Paul doesn't have anything that functions under Trick Room too well outside of the Mudsdale. So if Naoto goes into the Gastrodon, it's like really tough for Paul to prevent any of the damage potential. Snorlax kind of needs to set up for a turn in order for it to actually do anything against him, but the matchup of Mudsdale versus Snorlax isn't too bad, but he doesn't have a way to get around the Indeedee, where Mudsdale won't be able to, get any damage off, so this is looking really, really bad for Paul right now.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we just see Snorlax coming in too, which doesn't help his case. Especially because, I mean, yeah, sure it doesn't have its ability activated right now, but I don't think that's really stopping it much, because nothing is really pressuring it. Not to mention that Weezing could be KO'd very easily now, even though it's -2 on the Indeedee, and I doubt the Weezing would be able to withstand another one.
Yeah, I think if anything that Naoto maybe wants to keep it on the field because it's not doing any real, it's not really offering any pressure. Um, and because it's already at lower health, like there's no real threat of it Dynamaxing. You don't really want to Dynamax when you're at super low health because you get less turns out of the Dynamax.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see a belly drum here, and the Snorlax is going to be able to go for the belly drum. But we actually see haze from the Wheezing, so that's exactly why it was left on the field, neutralizing gas, actually preventing the Gluttony from going off. So Snorlax will not eat its berry.
Yeah, that's insane. And with seeing a safeguard from the DD is actually pretty cool. So we see a lot of different techs that both players definitely appreciate. One of the things though is that like it got rid of the special attack drops on DD. It's not the end of the world, of course. It's just way better to get rid of the belly drum. And that's what the haze seems to be like really clutch.
Naoto's kind of shaking his head there because he can see like, you know, oh, I should have just psychic the Wheezing. But I don't remember which one went first. Did the safeguard go first or did the Wheezing?
No, the Wheezing went first anyway.
Oh, it did. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but obviously that's a good tech. I you know, Wheezing has a lot of room for tech moves like Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, and Haze even. So that's a really smart play from Paul. Now pretty much burning an entire turn of Trick Room and keeping the Snorlax at very low health. So.
Yeah, definitely. So he's managed to recover a bit from that terrible spot. Oh, and timer really coming close there. Though we do see a Dynamax, interestingly. I wonder from what slot. Oh, it's Paul's Arcanine. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting for sure, because like Arcanine with a Snarl usually is not gonna go. It's gonna be too offensive. So I wonder what's gonna be able to do now. Oh, it does reveal to be Facade on Snorlax, and oh, it just doubles into a Protect. That's very unfortunate. As it just goes for the Max Darkness. That doesn't do much to Snorlax, of course. But it does get the special defense drop, which is what I think he was going for. And next turn, it can pressure the Indeedee and the Snorlax because of the special defense drop.
It was really smart for Paul to have gone for the Dynamax on the Arcanine. He's able to kind of like swing the momentum a little bit and set up a little bit more of a late game where once Trick Room is over, you know, he has the pressure. But I think that the problem is that the Dusclops is left at so much health that like Naoto can kind of adjust for that and just try and get to a point where he can go for the Trick Room again. So it's really gonna come down to whether or not the offensive pressure that he has is enough on Paul's side.
Yep. So something interesting now is that the fact that the Wheezing switched out allows Arcanine to go for another Intimidate. And that's going to help a lot now, especially because we see the Helping Hand coming in, so that shouldn't do much damage. We also see a Heat Crash coming from the Snorlax. That does absolutely nothing to Dracovish. And just Max Flare into the Snorlax too. And it does a
lot of damage.
Yeah. This is definitely very interesting. The problem now is that it's also reducing the potential for Dracovish, because, you know, we're setting up the Sun, so Dracovish can really go I mean, it's not like he wanted to go for water moves when there's a Gastrodon potential in the back, but it's still something to keep in mind. Now Gastrodon doesn't really even need to come in.
I don't even know if he has it in the back. I feel like he might have a late game done instead.
Yeah.
I think that our YouTube links are off. Like they're not synced.
Oh, okay. You wanna like refresh at the same time?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, I'll go now.
Alright, so Dracovish gonna get a crunch off here into the Snorlax, which will allow him to be locked into crunch and still get the KO on the Indeedee. But Arcanine gonna go for a Max Darkness off of Snarl. I didn't actually think it would do enough damage, but I don't know the base power of Max Darkness, so
Yeah, I mean, it also depends if the Arcanine is special or physical, because if it's physical, obviously the spell's gonna be doing a lot less. But oh, it is the Gastrodon in the back. Um, yeah. So the frisk doesn't reveal anything we didn't know, and um, we're down to the last two Pokemon from Naoto. Though those are not bad Pokemon to have in the back, if I do say so myself, because of the matchup we see.
Um, what are the last two Pokemon on Paul's side?
Um, it's Whimsicott and the Weezing dropped. So right? No, the Weezing's still alive. It's Weezing and Whimsicott. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so he has to just be able to get off another Trick Room and then just try and go for a Gastrodon sweep. Honestly, not too. Not that I don't think that would be impossible. I feel like maybe protecting Gastrodon first and then getting the Trick Room off so that you don't get snarled might have helped.
Yeah, I wonder if Crunch plus a potential Flare Blitz can get rid of the Cyclops because of the Sun Boost. Oh, he just goes for Snarl, which is safer because he covers for Gastrodon just attacking, and getting a special attack drop is going to be huge. And in case he didn't get the KO on Dusclops, he'd lose so much momentum, I feel.
Yeah. Max Quake gonna do some
Wow.
damage to Arcanine. It actually KO'd it. That's crazy. I didn't think it would. Was it a critical hit?
Nope. Doesn't seem like it. It's just
Life Orb, baby.
Yeah, this is the power of Life Orb. That's insane. Though to be fair, like I tend to use bulkier Arcanines than usual. People like to go very fast on the Arcanine. So
Yeah. I go pretty fast on my Arcanine, but I don't put any investment into any type of attack. So
yeah. So I wonder. That's what we're seeing now. I mean, it's looking tough. Dracovish has some surprising poke in the sense that it's not as frail as you'd think from such a powerhouse. Because Dracovish itself is not very strong. It's just the fish's brand, you know.
right.
So it's the way they balanced it is that it's also not that frail. So it might be able to tank a few hits. It's just the question is it gonna be enough? Because Whimsicott in the end game might do it, especially because the Gastron is -1, so he might be able to stall out enough. The question is like, wouldn't Max Quake KO Whizzing through Protect in this situation?
Well, if you also notice, we're almost down to time.
Yeah.
So I think that his game plan here is actually he's going to try and just hold off on timer.
Yeah,
and
like
keep the Mon advantage. So if what he can do is like he protects his Weezing here, can maybe live an attack with his Dracovish, get off a what's it called a crunch into the Dusclops, and then win late game with having more HP to caught. Then
yeah, we're having some technical difficulties here, so makes it hard to follow. But we should be done with this very soon. It's okay. We can still see that not much has happened. They're still selecting.